1986, I was at the White House meeting Ronald Reagan, and I may have told you this story before, but as we sat there in the Roosevelt room, it seemed like an eternity. The door would open and a young assistant would walk in, and we would all leap to our feet. They'd say, "Oh, no, the president's not here." We'd wait another 20 minutes, and the door would open. We'd leap to our feet. No, it was a Secret Service agent saying, "Don't point anything at the president." We said, "We won't do that." Finally, the door opened up, and in walked President Reagan. Not 10 feet from me. Mayor, I was just in awe. Here was the President of the United States, and he walked to the podium, and he said, "Well," y'all remember that? "Well, I'm going to tell you like Liz Taylor told her 5th husband, don't worry, I won't keep you long." Now, he knew her so well he could call her Liz, and he was telling us that he wasn't going to keep us there much longer, but he had important things to say. And so as I'm here today, I won't keep you long, but I believe I have important things to say. I have lived in this metro area for the last 27 years. Most of my life has been spent in Rankin County. I now live in government housing in downtown Jackson. Pretty nice government housing. Mayor, they were working on the street in front of my house last night. Thank you very much. Until midnight. Progress is not easy sometimes, but there we were making progress. And as I look, as Dwayne was telling you, as we were in Houston, Texas, and looking at that beautiful medical city and the dream and the vision that we have for our medical corridor from airport to airport, from the international airport to Hawkins, to see that great medical corridor beginning to take life. And we are having successes. I was just meeting today with the Consulate General of the European Union. And as I sat talking with him, he said, "You know, it's very difficult sometimes in the European Union to keep all of our leaders together." And I said, "If you need some help, I've actually had 4 administrators of different hospitals sitting at the same table. I can pull people together. I can make that happen." That is not an easy chore because we have this cooperation that's going on with our wonderful hospitals. That's a great thing, cooperation. And so as we bring them to the table to have our vision of the medical corridor and look at the opportunities, as we talk about the Hope Cottage that we're working with the Red Cross on, so that families who are seeking some opportunity for a place to stay and for a quiet moment together with their caregivers and with their families, will have that Hope Cottage that the Red Cross is working so hard, and the First Lady and I are dedicated ourselves to help build so that these hospitals might join together. And so perhaps our first great event will be that Hope Cottage. What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful demonstration of what we all believe that it can be. And then I have recently met and talked about some affordable housing in and around our medical corridor. And so I've instructed the Home Corporation to give their tax credit the highest rating possible for workforce development, single-family housing that is built near a medical corridor. Now imagine, if you will, if we take some of the area near our wonderful hospitals where housing is needed, and we build a beautiful, attractive single homes, single occupancy housing that will attract those that work there so that they can work and learn and play and enjoy that great expansion that's going to be the medical corridor. If we put 200, 300 new homes there off of Woodrow Wilson. I would dare say there hasn't been a new home built off of Woodrow Wilson in some time now. But we're going to put people to work, and I've instructed them to do it with all due diligence. You've heard Dwayne talk about my sense of urgency. Now, it's hard to be that way in government because things take time. We have the legislative process to go through, and I understand and appreciate that. At 1 o'clock today, I believe the House Education Committee will be meeting, and they'll be talking about Education Works. That's our new agenda that was supported yesterday by the Mississippi State Superintendents. Education superintendents endorsed that program. They said it is time for transformational change in our educational system, and we're going to do it. We're going to put in a third grade gate so we don't just shuffle children that can't read at a third grade level onto the 4th grade. That's what happens, and then they get shuffled on to the 5th, and in about the 9th grade they drop out. We're going to say we're going to put $15 million into new transformational reading instructors and teachers and coaches. Yes, coaches is what I like to say, because what do you want when a coach comes in? You want him to change that team and win. That's why we get coaches in, and we pay them a lot more than we do teachers. We pay them a lot more than we do governors, I've noticed. But as we bring in these reading coaches into these schools so that these children can have an opportunity to grow and to learn. We're going to talk about merit pay for the very best teachers, teachers that are having a transformational change not only in the educational system but in their classroom and in the lives of that teacher, like Mrs. Henley did me years ago at Marshall Elementary School when she said, "You're not dumb, you're dyslexic." Something new they were talking about in the 1960s, and we found that out, and with her great help was able to move past that. So today at 1 o'clock we hope to move forward and say, if you're going to be a teacher, you need to be making a 21 on your ACT. I know that's a challenge, but today these children are prepared for that. And so if you can make a 21, we can put bright, new, energetic teachers into our classrooms. And on the back side, we backfill it with those that make a 28 on their ACT, and we should give them a full scholarship. If you make a 28 on your ACT and you'll teach here for 5 years, we ought to pay for your college. Get the best teachers we can into the classroom. I see Clay Hayes here. Dr. Hayes, thank you. So we are looking at the Mississippi Healthcare Solutions Institute. Mississippi Healthcare Solutions Institute. It was something that I announced again during our State of the State address so that we can bring all of those that are involved. It will be a healthcare chamber of commerce, Dwayne. We're not going to compete with you. We're going to enhance you. But everybody that has anything to do with healthcare will come together for this great movement that we're going to have across the state of Mississippi. As I told the Consul General today, if you look around and follow the economy of the United States, and as we were discussing the world economy, and he was so impressed by the fact that we had Toyota in Blue Springs, Mississippi, and Nissan in Canton, Mississippi. Just expanded again for their 8th vehicle that they're going to be manufacturing, the Murano, Congressman. 8, and I've been there, I think, for every one of them. It was their 10th year anniversary, and I said, you know, I've been with Nissan since the very beginning. I was auditor then, and we were so concerned about the revenue that we were giving Nissan to support that great new automobile manufacturing. If you remember, there was some doubt at that time as to whether or not Nissan might make it on a global market, and so as auditor, I was there every day with Carlos Goins and the team making sure that it was successful. And so now, as I'm able to sit down with world leaders and talk about having a company like Nissan in our metro area, as we talk about our new medical corridor that's going to expand, the Eaton Aerospace opportunities, I can see the surprised look on their faces. You know, they still have that old image of Mississippi as an agrarian society, and they think maybe we make furniture. Nothing wrong with making furniture. But they don't realize that GE has 2 jet engine assembly plants here, that Aurora Flight Services just expanded the other day, adding 250 jobs, that we test every engine that goes into outer space at Stennis Space Center. As I said in my State of the State, man may go to Mars one day, but he's going to have to pass through Hancock County to get there. I'm so very proud and excited of what we have accomplished in Mississippi. And as I said, we've got to have an educated workforce. We've got to work hard. We've got to believe in ourselves, and we must work together. I remember the difficult days after Katrina and how I saw the people all over the state of Mississippi, many from this metro area, and their churches and in their chambers and in their businesses come to the aid of their fellow Mississippians. I met church members from all over the country. I was speaking in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and a man came up to me and he said, I went to Mississippi after Katrina, to Biloxi, my Baptist church, to help. And I thanked him. So all the world got to see how we managed those great challenges. And I realized then we had 2 choices. We could stay down. We could say, oh, we have been hit by the worst natural disaster in this nation's history, and we just don't believe we can struggle ourselves to our feet. Well, you know that's not us. So our other opportunity, our other decision was what to do. So we got up. And as I looked at Mississippi, it seemed to be that's our two choices. We can stay down or we can rise. I simply choose to rise. Thanks to all of you and the hard work that you've done with this great organization, we will all rise together. Thank you, and God bless you.